This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
It's because everyone's talking about this.
Always live, always real, always unpredictable.
I think that's taking it to another level.
Yeah. Log on and join our live conversation.
He said this as we were coming on TV.
TBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Thursday, March 28th. We're live and we're talking about what you're talking about. And right now I'm here with Erica and Brandon. I'm Jeff. A lot to get to tonight, guys. Let's get to it. Empire actor Jussie Smollett just can't stay out of the headlines. Tonight we begin with a new twist in his alleged hate crime case. The city of Chicago is demanding that he reimburse the city for the cost of the investigation, and they're giving him 7 days to pay up. Mayor Rahm Emanuel held a press conference earlier today to announce they're seeking $130,000 from Jussie. It's for, quote, overtime hours in the investigation of this matter, which the mayor insists was a hoax. Here's what he had to say.
Given that he doesn't feel any sense of contrition and remorse, my recommendation is when he writes the check, in the memo section, he can put the word, "I'm accountable," for the hoax.
Just 2 days ago, a prosecutor unexpectedly dropped all 16 charges against Jussie. He did not admit he was guilty, but Jussie performed community service and gave his bail money. And Jussie's lawyers are digging in, demanding an apology from the mayor for, quote, dragging an innocent man's character through the mud. This all comes amid questions of what will happen this weekend. Jussie is nominated for Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Drama in the 2019 NAACP Awards. That happens on Saturday, and Blackish star Anthony Anderson is hosting. He says he hopes to see the actor there and, quote, I hope he wins. I'm happier for him that the system worked for him in his favor, because the system isn't always fair, especially for people of color. A lot to digest.
The system isn't always fair, especially for people of color. But I think the issue is you have a prosecutor who's saying that his record was expunged. So that means that, and he gave up the $10,000 and did community service. So does that mean that he's innocent? Like, everyone, it's interesting. We all look at facts now and just decide like what that means to us, but it's something different in the eyes of the law.
Right. Is that doing that? Is that admitting guilt?
And in this case, when you're saying we're looking at facts, we're like, what do we know is actually facts? We're looking at leaked information, you know? Like, it's so weird because we get this leaked information, we get this false information, and we come up with our perspective or our opinion on it, and we're all wrong because no one knows what happened.
You're right.
I'm like you, Jeff. I'm still waiting. Where are the two brothers? I hope they're at the NAACP award too, because we need closure. We need some sort of information. Where are these guys?
I don't know if those guys will be there, but it appears Jussie might be there because he just got off a plane in L.A. Yeah. So maybe he's spending a weekend there, going to go to NCAA tournament, NAACP awards, and sorry, the games are on tonight in my bracket. I'm winning right now, just so you know, for our bracket. But anyways, yeah, it's gonna be interesting if he shows up.
Well, it gives people another reason to watch. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
If he does win, does he have another speech like he did when he had that when after the alleged attack, when he went on stage? Remember, he was like, I had to fight back, y'all. I'm the gay Tupac. Do you think he has that sort of speech?
Maybe he's the gay Biggie.
It's going to be interesting, nonetheless. All right, guys, another interesting story. Wendy Williams is standing by her man, or at least she's keeping her wedding ring bling. This despite the fact that her husband, Kevin Hunter, is allegedly having a long-time affair with the woman who recently gave birth to his child. That's according to several sources, including our very own. But we're confused because in her 2001 memoir, Wendy's Got the Heat, she talked about her husband's infidelity in the past, saying, quote, I wanted to kill him. I was in the process of breaking my #1 rule, no cheating. But that's not all. She also says in the book, these are the things that would make her walk out for good. Quote, if she was in love, okay, if she was in love, or if he was in love, I'm sorry, if she was just as successful at what she does as I am in my career, or if she had his baby. Woo! TMZ caught up with Wendy earlier today where she dodged questions about the rumored affair, but she had no problem showing off her wedding ring, and this got us asking, Wendy is famous for talking smack about other celebrity gossip, so is she being hypocritical by not addressing her own?
I love Wendy, but I believe she is. I think that if you're going to give it, you have to be able to take it. And I really think that if it weren't for her sobriety issues, she would be strong enough to take it. Because what I read from those 3 things that she would walk away from her marriage is that she doesn't want, like, clearly she knows that infidelity is a possibility because she talks about it all the time. So she's saying if it's something more than just a fling, if he actually loves her, then she says if she's more successful, because a big part of their identity in the relationship is built in their empire and the success. And then the baby thing is just a duh.
Yeah, well, it's like she's painting a picture of someone she almost knows. I don't know.
Well, I think she's painting a picture of See, I believe that Wendy Williams is a realist, and because she's always talking about other people and their situations, she knows that it's quite possible that that could happen for her too. I don't understand why she wouldn't address what's happening in her life other than the idea that she's very vulnerable right now in her sobriety. Otherwise, I think she needs to come forward and have those conversations. I think that people would really be receptive to it because people are going to talk about it anyway.
I think honesty is the best policy.
Yeah.
Transparency. You believe that?
Yeah.
All the time?
All the time.
Even in DMs?
Yeah, I gotta let them know. Are you trying to set me up here, Jeff?
Gotta bring it up. Gotta bring it up. What's the show?
Welcome back, Erica. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Marvel is about to land one of Hollywood's biggest stars. Let's get over to Raquel Villanueva for news at the moment.
Well, move over, Spider-Man, because Angelina Jolie is in talks to star in Marvel's next big superhero film. It's called The Eternals, and it's based off a 1970s comic featuring near-immortal humans. It's part of a new series of heroes that will emerge after the Avengers Endgame debuts next month. Now, this will be Angelina's first superhero film. No word yet on what character the Oscar winner will play, but she's no stranger to playing a villain. She's reprising her role as Maleficent later this year.
Ooh, thank you very much, Raquel. Actress Kate Beckinsale and Pete Davidson from Saturday Night Live are still dating despite their 20-year age difference, and now Kate is talking about some of the drama, saying she's surprised by everyone's interest in their romance. Who could forget when they were spotted making out at a New York Rangers game, and soon after Kate deleted her Instagram. It's back now, don't worry. But Kate says, quote, "I've never been in this position before. Never dated anybody who comes with their own bag of mischief." What could bag of mischief mean?
Drama.
Okay.
Some sort of drama. I think, you know, we're talking about, I mean, just look at the guy. He just broke up with Ariana Grande. He's had some problems in the media. And then you look at some of the stuff that he said on SNL. That's what I'm thinking. I don't want to go there with that. But Kate, what's that movie, Stella Got Her Groove Back? Kate keeps her groove going. She goes for the young boys. Go ahead, girl.
She does. She looks great.
I think if you follow her on social media, you realize that she has her own brand of quirky sense of humor. And I think that she's just a different type of woman.
I guess. It looks like she's just having some fun.
And that could be her type of humor, like the way he makes her laugh. You know, like everyone, like, what do you always say, Erica? Stay out of people's pockets and stay out of people's
bedroom?
No, bedrooms. Yeah.
So it's like, you know, their love, the way they love each other, it could be different than what other people have. I just let them be happy.
All right, I'm with you. While you won't see Kathy Lee Gifford on the Today Show anymore, she's on to bigger things like movies. Let's get over to Stephanie Jones. She has a story coming in hot.
That's right, Jeff. Kathy took some time off last summer to shoot her first film, Then Came You, with former late-night host Craig Ferguson, and Kathy also wrote the script, which follows a widow's trip around the world. Kathy says that she was inspired to write it after her husband Frank passed away in 2015, and Kathy says, quote, "I've become a widow, I've lost my mother, and I'm an empty nester. And there's millions of women in America just like me. I realise there is a huge market for it." And now Kathy says she has funding for another 4 movies as well, all centered around stories about widows and empty nesters. So DBL Nation, will you be watching?
I would love to see one movie plot be about the widow of some sort of like ex-football player or ex-athlete, because the late great Frank Gifford is a giant great. You know, I do all this stuff with the New York Giants, and I mean, the guy's a legend. So I would like her to kind of put her story and how she coped with his passing and make that into like some sort of plot.
She's got 4. Well, she's got 5 coming now. She takes that idea, you know where it came from.
Absolutely.
DBL is live. We'll bring you breaking news as soon as it happens. Coming up, Denise Richards. Why did she invite her ex Charlie Sheen to her wedding? Find out in today's Reality Roundup. And she's one of the youngest stars on Days of Our Lives. But actress Victoria Konefal has an amazing connection that goes back years. And I talked to her about it next. Kind of just talking why, yeah. So Brandon was asking why you think Rahm Emanuel is so upset. I think he was left out of the loop for one, and it's his city, you know, to run. So I think he's kind of embarrassed about that. And all eyes, the whole country was looking at this story, and it kind of seemed like he dropped the ball a little bit, even though it's out of his control, I assume. But, you know, I'd be kind of upset, too, that I didn't know what was going on.
And I remember you and Erica, because both Erica and Jeff are
taking me serious
from Chicago.
While I'm getting my hair.
I'm looking away like, what's going on? Just on one of his boy band moments. Do you think this is going to hurt Chicago's image? Because you guys were talking about you were worried about the tourism and especially where the alleged attack happened.
I don't think so. I mean, would you say, hey, I'm not going to Chicago now because of the whole Jussie Smollett thing?
Because the brothers could still be on the...
Where are those brothers?
Where are the brothers? Like, put them in the back of a milk
carton. How come, like, TMZ hasn't caught up with them? You know, like, I don't understand. And it was interesting timing that I was reading some more things about it. So the lawyer parted ways with the brother who represents the brothers, but they said the contract was up. Interesting timing. You know what I mean? I don't get it all. I don't trust it all. So I don't know where these guys are.
Someone's hiding them.
I think they're the key.
I think... Because it's all speculation. I think that they reneged on what they were saying about how they got paid to attack him. I think that was the #1 witness that the state had, and when they probably backed out of it,
that's what I'm thinking.
What else do you have? You don't have cameras. You don't have anything else but what Jussie Smollett said. So when they backed up, you look how weak your case is.
That seems like to me that you would drop a case. If your whole case is built around those guys, and then they back out, you don't have a case. So that's what it seems like to me. Welcome back to DBL. Days of Our Lives is going strong after all these years. I sat down with Victoria Konefal, who plays Sierra Brady. Let's check it out. Victoria Konefal, thank you so much for joining us here on Daily Blast Live. Now, fans of Days of Our Lives know you as Sierra Brady, Bo and Hope's daughter. I actually interviewed in person last year on the set of Days of Our Lives in LA. Do you remember that?
Yes! Oh my gosh, hi!
You know what this sweater's made out of?
What?
Looks like marriage material.
You were my first slap ever, actually. They don't make me slap very often.
Well, we all know soap operas have crazy plots and situations. I remember you actually being tied up in a burnt-up bedroom when I was there last year on set. Tell me more about the most outrageous situations that your character has been involved in.
Well, actually, believe it or not, I was tied up in that very same bedroom again. So this girl, like, she just goes through the ringer over and over and over again. She should take some self-defense classes at this point because, man, she keeps getting herself in some serious situations.
That's not a good situation to be in twice, even once. As an actress, it's got to be hard to relate to some of these wild storylines. How do you prepare for all the emotions that your character has to portray on camera?
The underlying theme in everything is the emotions that you feel and not the situation. So if I feel fear, then I try to look back on my life to a time where I felt fear, and I try to relate it to the situation as closely as possible.
And speaking of outrageous, I remember you saying one time that your mom was a huge fan of Days of Our Lives before you actually landed the role, and her favorite characters were Bo and Hope. So how does she feel now that she's actually the parent, her real-life daughter is on the show?
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what she said. She said that when she gave birth to me, she never expected that her daughter would be Bo and Hope's daughter. She actually used Days of Our Lives. My mom's an immigrant. She immigrated from Poland. So when she first came to America, she didn't know a lick of English, and she watched Days of Our Lives every single day for years to help her learn the English language, in addition to it being her favorite pastime.
That's amazing. And I do want to thank you. When I was there last year, the whole cast was so gracious to me. I interviewed a lot of you guys, and you guys were so great with your time. So thank you so much for that, and thank you so much for this interview, and best of luck to you in the future.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much for having me.
She was great. Yeah. She was great, you know.
And when they were here in Denver and they were signing autographs with the fans, we kind of reenacted that scene that you did. I didn't get slapped, just to let you know. Mine was slap me.
It was made up, buddy.
But you know what was funny?
I've been out with you when it happened for real. No, I knew Erica was waiting.
Lies, 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 lies. I'm putting it in my book. Lies. And,
but the real problem is more proximity than anything.
You got to jump up there.
See, now you want me to get slapped? Come on now.
Do you guys want to practice one?
Come on.
No.
Erica don't want that on camera.
Don't mess up the nails.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're nice.
Go ahead, give him a fake one.
They look nice.
No, I would hurt him.
No, but you don't hit it. You just go like that.
I know. I can't have. You see, I would get there before my hands got there.
Coming up on DBL, it's Reality Roundup, and the trip to paradise gets stressful, rather, in the Vanderpump Rules. I love that show, by the way. We're breaking it down when we come back.
Welcome back to Double Jump, where we talk the latest in gaming, tech, and nerd culture news. Today I'm here to review the 2019 version of Dumbo, which is directed by Tim Burton, a remake of the 1941 animated classic with a little bit of Tim Burton twist added onto it. And I'm gonna just start out with the great of this movie. The greatest part is Dumbo himself. He's wonderful, he's lovable, he's very joyous, and wow, the CG that they used to make Dumbo was absolutely fabulous. I mean, him soaring through the air over the crowd was an absolute joy. It was pleasing to see, and while he was flying, it was cutting back and forth to the crowd's reactions with great music, great hype. I mean, it was phenomenal. Dumbo, the character himself. But let me move on to the bad and the ugly, which unfortunately is just about everything else. You've got a superior, superb cast here of Michael Keaton, you've got Danny DeVito, you've got Eva Green, you've got Colin Farrell. I mean, you've got a stacked cast, and it felt like a lot of them phoned this one in. I mean, it didn't feel like they were putting their emotion into it. It didn't feel as heartwarming as that 1941 classic. You also had a couple of child actors in this as well, pulling it with Colin Farrell, and it just didn't feel like it had nearly as much heart as that original. I mean, it was just, the performances were pretty forgettable, but you do get a little bit of Tim Burton twist on this one. You still do get his nice mixed style, a little bit of goth, a little bit of damp, but it was just not enough. It wasn't as magical as that 1941 version, and there just wasn't nearly as much as that classic. But guys, I'm gonna recommend that you actually skip this one entirely and go back and watch the 1941 animated version. We'll see you next time on Double Jump.
Welcome back to DBL. It's that time in the show where we obsess over the best moments from reality TV. Earlier today, I got together with my girls, Sam Shocker and Tori Shulman, for Reality Roundup.
First up on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Denise Richards has a lot of planning left if she wants to pull off her wedding in less than 48 hours. But one thing is certain, Charlie Sheen is invited. Check out who Denise thinks his +1 will be.
We don't know how many guests will be coming. No matter what's gone down with Charlie and I invite Charlie to everything having to do with the kids and I. And even if he did bring a prostitute as his date, I wouldn't care. It's just, you know, it is what it is.
It's just par for the course.
What cracks me up about Denise Richards on this show is that she actually is reality TV gold, and she tries so hard to just be a normal person where everybody else is playing up their persona. They're all just really trying to be what Denise Richards has always been.
That's so true. I'm surprised how candid she is. She's like this around her children too.
Really?
Very candid.
I mean, in some respects, that's a good thing, but usually I'm like, it's okay if you bring an extra bagel or challah. She's like, bring a prostitute. It's fine. I'm like, okay.
All right, well, next up, Vanderpump Rules. The crew heads to a beautiful resort in Mexico for a romantic getaway. All of the couples check in, but one pair is ready to check out.
Ready?
Go.
Some bad things are gonna happen in this pool tonight.
Oh my God, there's a hammock.
There's a hammock.
You don't have the wherewithal to say, you know what? Let's just leave this in here for now. Let's go upstairs.
You don't have the wherewithal to say I'm a husband.
Try being with wife for 7 years.
The Katie and Tom drama continues, especially when they're on vacation. They always say this. They only have sex when they go on vacation.
Oh, really?
I'm not sure they're going to be getting any intimacy on this vacation.
Nicely put.
Yes,
nicely put. How do you feel?
I almost have a little bit of PTSD. That's the hotel I stayed at.
What?
When I fell through the floorboard.
So you're saying it's the hotel?
Yeah.
It's haunted. That's what we're going with.
Lots of drama there.
You see that scar?
Oh, yeah. I know.
That's 2 years later.
All right, and our final show is MTV's The Challenge, a competition show filled with drama, doubt, and deception. Check out this guy's response when his showmance finds out about his real-life girlfriend.
How many times have I asked you if you've got a girlfriend at home? I wouldn't come out here.
That was my cousin on the phone. There's lying and there's bending the truth. That was my cousin.
Are you actually going to do that?
That was my cousin.
Are you actually going to do that? Are you going to stick by that? Your cousin.
That was my cousin.
I don't think it was his cousin. I'm just putting it out there. I think it might have been not. Bear is a really good new challenger for people on the challenge. I'm a big fan. He's really out there. But again, if you're going to lie, do it well. This is terrible.
Oh my God.
Say it's a friend.
You
Don't
just
say.
keep repeating your answer and it's somehow right.
It's a cousin. Yeah, exactly. It's a cousin.
I used to do that as a kid.
Yeah, if you say it enough times.
Yeah, I did my homework. I did my homework. I did my homework. I did my homework.
Sam, where's your homework?
I don't know. All right, well, this has been Reality Roundup.
Actress Kaylee Cuoco is thanking a couple of random strangers. Stephanie Jones has the details coming in hot.
The Big Bang Theory star was in tears earlier this week when she realized she lost her wallet at a restaurant called Sharky's, but a fan of the show had her back. Watch this.
So I called Sharky's and someone had turned it in. Someone picked it up, saw it was me, wrote Penny on the front on a piece of paper, gave it to the manager and left it there. So whoever you are, whoever returned my wallet, and the manager at Sharky's, you guys were so nice. I came in crying. They're like, Penny!
Penny, of course, is the name of her character on Big Bang, and apparently fans of the longest-running sitcom in TV history believe in paying it forward.
Thanks, Steph. Who was that, by the way, Steph?
Kaylee Cuoco. That's the whole reason why I held this pen, in case I had to say a name and it was a distraction. So I was like trying to distract from me, and then you just brought it back.
I brought it back because they didn't put it in the script for you, but it's Kaylee what?
Cuoco.
There you go. You nailed it. Great job, Steph. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to DBL. Nancy Drew has made an unwavering impression on girls and women since the 1930s, proving that she's a feminist icon. Now, she's back with a little 21st century charm. I talked to the star of the latest installment, Sophia Lillis, in today's Chatting with the Stars. Sophia, welcome to DBL. So happy to have you on. The character Nancy Drew starred in the Hardy Boys' Nancy Drew Mysteries during the 70s. She was rebooted in the 80s and most recently updated in the Girl Detective series. So I want to know, how do you think she's changed throughout the years?
I feel like this movie is kind of a remembrance of Nancy Drew for the newer generation. In order for kids to kind of see themselves in Nancy Drew, you kind of have to have a more modern take on her. I think Nancy Drew kind of has this responsibility to be this role model for these kids who watch this headstrong girl solving mysteries.
The way your brain works is so cool.
That's so cool. And you're 17, and Nancy Drew has been around since the 1930s. So why do you think Nancy is such an icon to girls and women like Oprah, Barbara Walters, Laura Bush? And I mean, how does that make you feel to play such a beloved figure?
It's a little stressful. Everyone looks up to Nancy Drew. She's such an independent character. She does what she wants and kind of lives her life she wants to live her life. It's really inspiring, and I guess that's why people really look up to her. So kind of being that girl is a little bit, has a little bit of responsibility.
It's a good responsibility.
Yeah, a good responsibility.
And I need to know, were you a fan of the books before the movie?
I've heard of Nancy Drew, but I never actually read any of the books. I never really got into the Nancy Drew books until, I heard about this project.
And many of us know you from the remake of Stephen King's It. So I want to know, what was it like playing a character from a story with such a huge fan base?
I knew there was a fan base, but I didn't know how big it was until the movie came out. It was very surprising for me, very shocking. I didn't know what an impact this movie has.
You can catch Nancy Drew and The Hidden Staircase in theatres. Sophia, thank you again for chatting with us.
Yes, thank you.
Welcome back to DBL. Erica Cobb, Brandon London, and Al Jackson can now add cover models to their resumes because they're featured on the cover of Denver Urban Spectrum magazine. It's a monthly publication which aims to inform, entertain, and connect people of color. In the cover story, you hear that? Cover story, our hosts discuss the lack of representation for African Americans in media and how they're overcoming these challenges. The article is fantastic, and you can read the whole thing at denverurbanspectrum.com. Congratulations, guys. That's amazing.
Thanks. Yeah, I mean, we had such a great time shooting that at Union Station, and I think it's really great that we have gotten a seat at the table. We do not take that lightly, and this is the 32nd year for Denver Urban Spectrum, and I'm sure they're very excited about 3 of us having a seat at the table as well.
Congratulations to all you guys. Crushed it. You looked extra cute in your solo picture. We'll see you guys tomorrow.